Welcome to the first day highlights from Sydney Harbour at the Daiwa BREAM Australian Open. Lots of rain in Sydney before this event, 29 anglers fishing. Jamie McEwen is currently in second place with a great bag of around 4.5 kilos. Fishing deep crabs, Jamie showed ultimate patience to both hook and then land his fish. After a disappointing Victorian tour, Jamie feels great to be in second place and he's one of 3 Queenslanders in the top 6.
He's just a fat little... Upgrade number 2, 3. Can't forget.
We saw in the 2017 BREAM Grand Final on Lake Macquarie that Jamie was an expert at fishing crabs down deep, and he's transferred these skills to Sydney.
Because he was in a shallow, I think. Not really doing much now.
That looks alright.
...2018 Open champion Mark Crompton got off to a solid start, finishing day 1 in 3rd place. Like many of the competitors, Mark took advantage of the early morning bite and the high tide along the edges.
Yes! That's better, but
yeah, boogie, but for day 3, this is a good thing.
Queenslander Denis Metzdorf has come to love the Open and he comes back year after year. He'd be stoked with his first day 5th place finish, including one cracker fish of around 1.4 kilos.
Steve Morgan took full advantage of having an observer on board today. Byron was more than happy to grab the camera and get us up close and personal.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
Get your head up, mate. Get your head up. Don't go down that crack. Get up there. Boom! That's how you start the Open. Look at that thing on the crankbait. Number 1. He's only about 32, but he came out of some evil country. 3-pound fluorocarbon on that new TD0 rod, and he smoked it. He shook his head for the first 10 seconds. That's what saved me. And then he just paralleled ledges as he came in. Have to grab some pliers for that. Look at him, just dark. Ow. That's a hook in the finger.
Oh, look at that.
Get out of there, mate, come on. I'll get him out soon. I'll throw him in the well first.
Get so
Push down on it. Comes out.
How long you had your boat for?
This one I've had for probably 6 months. Oh, right there. Big one too. Look at him shaking his head. I don't know if I'm going to land this one. It's going to be around the mooring rope. How good was that? 6 foot from the rod tip.
Right there.
Choked that SX40. Choked it.
He beat all his friends too.
Yeah, he was the big one. Yeah, all his friends were little. That's him.
Yes!
That's a proper one.
Yeah, good.
And look at that SX40 in his mouth. That is just crunched.
The BREAM Australian Open is all about choosing your location, and Ross Cannizzaro certainly knows how to pick the Sydney icons. Check out this capture.
Gotta be. Oh yeah. Bit better, isn't it?
I think they're about the same, mate.
Are they?
They just hit you like a freight train. Yeah, about the same. Early starts, you're never ready for them, you know. Only a little fish. I prefer to get the bag together before I worry about getting big fish. Come on. 26. 26. 26. And 3. Nice.
And with catches like this, will 2019 be the year that Ross finally ditches the bridesmaid's dress and takes out the champion's crown?
Good fish. Good boy. That's good fish, man.
Oh, big boy, stay up.
Yeah.
Oh, what a cracker. That's the one you wanted.
Kick a fish. Oh, get hold of it.
That's what it's all about, boys. Woo!
Get that one.
Now, a little bit of background for this one. Dan Bonaccorso, a big US bass fan, one of his heroes, Takahiro Omori. Who can remember this quote from Tak's classic win?
I knew it! I knew it was here. 5 pounder.
Christian Wardini is one of the Open's younger competitors. And he better watch out, or his dance moves might just cost him big.
I'm doing the Morgo. I nearly lost it. Number 1. Yeah.
Christian finished today in 11th place, but we can only imagine what his bag would have been like if he'd been able to land this giant.
Tom Slater has fished both Bass and BREAM Australian Opens now, and he is out there repping the Daiwa gear. He works for Daiwa and he sure knows how to use it.
Yes. That's solid, man. That's fucking solid. Right, I saw you look at the net. Oh shit! Oh yeah. Another one's over.
Michael Colotourous is a bit of a Sydney Harbour gun, and even though he finished in the top half of the field today, he's probably a little disappointed coming in 13th spot.
That's alright.
Oh, got him.
For Kris Hickson, today was unique for two reasons. One, he's sitting outside the top 10, a place he is not used to being. And the second, he correctly estimated his bag. He said 3 kilos, and that's what he got. I think today I'm going to catch about 3 kilos. That's it, 3. And we've all seen Kris fish a lot. If there's a suicide cast to be thrown, he's going to throw it. And no matter how long it takes, he's going to get that fish out. If he can. We've all seen Kris go heavily on fish and really pole some monsters out of some crazy structure in the past, but this time, the gently approach produced the goods.
There's not too many guarantees in fishing, but one thing we can guarantee is that Peter Cook was pretty determined to repeat his 2018 Oz Open performance and land another 1.6 kilo bream. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pay off on day one. Don't worry, Pete, there's another 2 days to go.
It's not great, but you'll do.
Sorry?
And that's it for day one of the Daiwa BREAM Australian Open. But don't worry, we have Hawkesbury on day 2 and back to Sydney Harbour for the third and final day. For all results, www.abt.org.au.